welcome back to my channel. Welcome to part 2 of things I still like makeup. So if you missed part 1, I will link it down below. That was things I still like skincare. What I did when I decided to get back into filming my YouTube channel was I went back and looked at all the things that I had talked about in all my favorites videos and wrote down everything that I still am using and that I still love, and that's what this series is. So it's things I still like: skin, makeup, hair will be next, and then things I like and never told you about because I'm stupid video of things that I've been using and for some reason I never mentioned. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. The link will be down below along with all the links to my social media, my Instagram, my Snapchat, my Facebook, and my Twitter. All the products that I mentioned will be linked down below. Also, if you like this video, then share it with your friends on Facebook or whatever social media platform you share things on, and let's get into the video. So I have organized everything kind of in the order that I put my makeup on to make it make more sense so I'm not jumping around all over the place. The first thing is this e.l.f. lip exfoliator. e.l.f. obviously is a very affordable brand, and it looks like this. It's just like a sugar stick with very coarse sugar in there and like a lip balm, but I love this. It's so easy just to rub on your lips before you start doing your makeup. You don't have to be at a sink. You can just wipe it off with a tissue. It's not very sticky or thick, so it doesn't mess with your makeup application. And I think this is like $4. I'd like to exfoliate my lips before I put my makeup on. It just makes your lipstick go on better, and this is my favorite. Next is the Smashbox Photo Finish Hydrating Under Eye Primer. I don't know why I don't hear people talking about this because I love this stuff. I'm always concerned about my under eye not being hydrated, so in the morning I always put on a hydrating under eye cream and at night, but before I put on my makeup I always put this on also, and I just find that it really makes the skin underneath my eyes nice and smooth and hydrated, and then the concealer and color corrector that I put on do not look cakey, and I think that this has a lot to do with it. It also has this slight like pinky tinge, which helps a little bit with my dark circles, but mostly I like it for its hydrating properties. This is one of my all-time favorite products. Like I said, I do have dark circles under my eyes, and I used to use the yellow side of this, but then I figured that the peach side actually works better to counteract the dark circles. This is the MAC Duo Correct and Conceal, I think, but this is really great. You can just put a little bit and then blend it in with your finger or use like a little concealer brush. I don't bring it down in a triangle. I'm just trying to color correct my dark circles, and this does a really good job of it. Next, I have my foundations. So my favorite drugstore foundation is the True Match Lumi Healthy Luminous Makeup. It is the L'Oreal. It's not the regular True Match. I know people love that one. I like this one better. This one just gives me like a healthier glow, which I like. It just goes on really nicely, lasts throughout the day, gives you a nice healthy glow. You can build it up in areas where you need more coverage. Like I always need a little bit more coverage here and on my chin, and this works great. And of course, since it's from the drugstore, it is affordable. So I will use this during the day for just like a regular daytime makeup look. If I'm going out to dinner, then my go-to foundation is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I'm sure you've heard a lot about this. It's been out for years. I still love this foundation. This is in the color 7. This is my tan color. I think my not tan color is 5.5. You probably already know it goes on beautifully. You can build it up, you can make it light, you can make it heavier. They have an amazing color range, which is great. If you're going to spend this amount of money on a foundation, you want to make sure that you can find a color that is perfect for you. If you haven't tried it yet and you're wondering which luxury foundation to buy, this is definitely a good one. Another one is the Urban Decay Naked Skin One and Done Hybrid Complexion Perfector. They don't have a big color range, so that's a problem, but I love this, and I use this 2 ways. If I'm being super lazy, I'll use it like a lotion, and I'll just put it in my hands and I'll just rub it all over my face and work it in like a tinted moisturizer, and then put some powder over it. Or you can make this into a foundation, and I will put it on with my foundation brush and a beauty blender, and it can be a foundation. You can get a good medium coverage out of this. It goes on really nicely, really evenly, but it's a very good like hybrid product, a good one to have. If you were traveling and you wanted a really light makeup day, you can use it like a lotion. A heavier makeup day, you can get more coverage out of it. So this is a really good one, and it is SPF 20, a little bit of SPF in there. Never hurt anybody. A favorite way for me to set my concealer still is the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. I like a really light under eye setting powder. I can get very cakey underneath my eyes with the color corrector and the concealer and then the powder to set it. So I don't like to use a translucent powder. I like this one because it is so finely milled. It does not make your concealer cakey. This one has like little brightening particles in it too, so it gives a little bit more of a brightening effect. So I really like this one. And again, it is e.l.f. super affordable. If you haven't tried this yet, then you're totally missing out. Go get it. Still, one of my favorite ways to put my foundation on is the Real Technique Miracle Complexion Sponge. I like this one more than the Beauty Blender because of this big side. When you put water on this and it's puffed up, this big side is a lot bigger than it is right now, obviously, and it is just so much faster. This covers so much more surface area. Sometimes I'll put my foundation on with a foundation brush, and then I can go over it really easily with this and just make sure I didn't get too heavy-handed, and then it still has the pointed end, which I always use to do my concealer. One of my favorite palettes that I still use just about every single time I put my makeup on is this Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. Mine looks like it has seen things. I dropped it. This one broke, which this one was the really dark one and I don't use that one anyway. This is the one that I use to contour underneath my cheekbones and up here on my forehead. It broke also, but I fixed it. And then this is the bronzer, and I use this one. I'll put this one on first and then I will blend it in using this one. I used to set my under eyes with the yellow, and then I decided that I could see that it was yellow, and I started setting my under eyes with one of these powders, and then I'll just put the very tip of my brush into this peach one and then just put that on the very darkest part. So that's why it looks like I don't use it, but I do use it because, like I said, it can get really cakey, and you have to be careful with that. The older you get, the less products you can cake up underneath your eyes. This is well worth the money. Still use it all the time. Love it. Alternatively, we'll go back to my Hoola Benefit powder. You can see I've actually hit pan. Barely ever happens, and I'll use it with this brush that it came with, which I hardly ever do that. But this one is just shaped correctly that I can go like this and just get the very corner and put it on here, and then I can use this part and do it up on my forehead, underneath my chin, and I like to do it a little bit here on my hairline. But this is a great one, and it's great that you can actually use the brush that it comes with. For highlighter, I still use this Hourglass palette, and I mostly use this dim light shade. I am not super into like a really highlighted face. I just think at my age it just doesn't look right. I'm into more of like a natural glow, so I use this dim light, and I still use it with their Hourglass brush, and I just take the dim light and I go like this in like a big C right here, and then say it's nighttime and I'm feeling a little crazy, then I'll take one of these lighter shades and I'll put like a little bit on my cheekbone, down the bridge of my nose, and on my Cupid's bow for an extra little pop. That looks like I don't even use it, and I use it all the time. I use this dim light every time I put makeup on. For blush, this is the Too Faced Love Flush palette. I was going to look and see if you can still buy this. If you can't, at Christmas time, everybody always comes out with like blush palettes, and I love a blush palette. Blush is just one of those things I'm never gonna hit pan on. You have a couple of them. It doesn't take that much blush to put on, and so I like these because you get a bunch of different colors. It's like a lifetime supply of blush, and I really liked these colors. These two are my favorite. This apricot one, I don't know why I'm holding it like that. I'll mix these two a lot because it's a healthy apricot-y, tanny look. I really like a blush palette. I think you get a lot of use out of them. Another blush that you probably heard a ton about, but I still use, is the Milani Luminoso. It's just a great go-to healthy glow. Don't have to think about it. You know it's gonna look good, last a long time, blends nicely, and at a great price. My go-to lip gloss that I put over lipsticks a lot to either tone them down a little bit or give them a little bit more oomph is these NYX butter glosses. I still use these all the time, usually not so much by themselves as much as over lipsticks. This is Creme Brulee, which will tone down a lipstick a lot, and this is Praline, which will intensify it. These are great. They smell great. They're not too sticky. They're super affordable price. They have a ton of colors, and like I said, they're great to like put over lipsticks to make them into more of the color that you want and to make them glossy. I like a glossy lip. I don't like a matte lip really, so I still really love these. And lastly is my go-to lipstick for date night is this Marc Jacobs number 209 J'adore, a dark kind of wine color. I love this lipstick. They are kind of pricey, but they are very creamy. They last a long time, and of course it has beautiful packaging. So this is a really great lipstick. You don't necessarily have to get this color, but if you want to invest in a high-end lipstick and you find one of his that you love, you will like it. It is a very high quality lipstick. So that is the end of the What I Still Like makeup video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check the description box for all the information that you want, and I will see you in my next video, part 3 of things I still like hair care. Bye.